Hey Zion, Thomas here. Here's the video that you've been waiting for. Here's the walkthrough of what things are going to look like when you come here on a Sunday morning. We're going to start from the parking lot. We're going to walk all around. We're going to show you the tape, the signs, the sitting, how everything's going to work. Hopefully, many of the questions you've had, hopefully they're going to be answered after today. So let's go on our journey. So our journey begins here in the west parking lot. So as you can see, no vehicles. I'm recording this on Tuesday. It's like 32 degrees. It is super hot. So when you arrive here, if you park in the parking lot, you'll note that we have the pylons here. We're blocking off all of these spots next to the building, and you'll see why at the end. We're going to use this as the social spot after the service. But when you park out here, you're going to be greeted. There's going to be an usher standing right about where I am, and they're going to direct you to go to the front of the building and then walk around. This door right here, this is going to be our exit for our Sunday services. And so we want you to go to the front, walk around to the other side of the building. We're going to avoid the alley. So we're going to walk in front, and I'll meet you over by the front door. Bye. All right, so this is better. We're now on the east side of the building, got a little bit of shade. And so if you come around the front, you're going to walk around this side of the building, and you're going to work your way here to the front doors. And these front doors are going to be our entrance for our Sunday services. Now, you're going to be greeted by an usher who's going to be here. And if there's a bit of a lineup, they're going to direct you to wait along the building. And so we've marked out here with pylons, starting right here, and then working our way around. We've mapped out pylons, and so if we have a lineup, we're going to have you stand. They're about 8 feet apart, so you should have enough distance away from everyone. And then this we'll wait outside before we come in, and then I'll show you what happens once we enter the building. All right, so we are now in the foyer. Once you come into the foyer, you're going to be greeted by 2 volunteers. One volunteer is going to be working this desk right here. This is our hand sanitization station. So the volunteer there, they have a screening checklist, and so what they're going to do is they're going to ask you a few questions. Now, we've sent this out in other times. They're going to ask you if you have any symptoms related to COVID, if you've left Canada in the last 2 weeks, questions like that. And if you are sick, we're going to ask that you not attend because we don't want to risk anyone. Also, here, we're going to have some hand sanitizer, and then we also have some masks available, as we've been talking about in other videos that were made today. And so if you don't have a mask, we have some available for you. And then if you'll use some hand sanitizer, we'll do that. Then we have a second volunteer who's going to be over here by the lift. And so if you need assistance with the lift, this second volunteer is here to help you. And so they're going to help you upstairs. If you're able to operate it yourself, great. The lift operator will then wipe things after. Now, once you've gone through the checklist, and we're all good on that front, you're going to note on the floor, we have some red triangles. These are our line markers. They're like the pylons outside. And so if you come in and there's a bit of a line, you just go to the next triangle and you wait there with your household. They're spaced apart. You're going to follow the line. The arrow helps you know the way the triangle's pointing. That's where we're going to end up going. Now, something to note is we are controlling where people can go in the facility. So you'll note where this is. This is also going to be, doors are going to be closed. There's going to be caution tape. The basement's going to be off limits on a Sunday morning. We really need to control the flow and limit access to other parts of the building. So after you've done your check-in, you've done your hand sanitization, all that sort of stuff, you're going to work your way upstairs. Now, you'll see there's another triangle right here. Now, another thing to note. We've got the sign right here. We are blocking off access to the balcony. We're limiting the balcony for staff and volunteers. It's where they're going to sit during the service. And it just helps with controlling flow, making sure we're not passing each other too much. So you work your way in here, and now this looks very different because we got all sorts of tape going on. So we still got tape on the floor. You're going to wait, and eventually you're going to come to right here, the triangle right in front of our attendance desk. At this desk, you're going to be greeted by 1 or 2 volunteers, and this one, they're going to double check that, hey, did you RSVP? If not, all right, we have space, we can sit you, and then they're also going to take attendance. Now, for the attendance, we've talked about this at other times. This isn't some big brother sort of scheme. This is strictly for contact tracing. In the event that someone came to the service that's later diagnosed with COVID, we can then contact everyone so that they are aware. So you're going to come, you're going to stand at that triangle. It's about 6 feet away from the desk. You're going to stand, you're going to talk, you're going to do all sorts of the attendance stuff, give them your information, and then we're going to go from there. And I think I'm the one at the desk on the first day, so you get to see me, and I can't wait to see you all. Once you're done here, you move on to the next part, which is with our ushers going into the sanctuary, and I'll describe that here in a minute. Okay, so you have now checked in, everything is good at the desk, and whoever's running the desk, all right, usher, you can take them to their seat, and they'll say whether or not you have RSVP'd a side pew or a center pew. Now, we have these arrows on the floor. These are our flow of direction. I'm standing, this is right by the mailboxes, by the TV. This door right here, this is our entrance. So there's gonna be no backflow of traffic. You're gonna follow the arrows, and you're gonna come in, and the usher's gonna guide you. Now, when you're in the sanctuary, we've marked a couple pews. Now, right now it's just painter's tape. That will look better here soon. The pews with painter's tape are the pews that we are using to sit in, and that helps us keep track. We've removed this pew to create a little bit of space for people using wheelchairs. Now, when you're sitting, we got a unique loading pattern, however you want to say it. If you booked one of the center pews, what we're going to do is we're going to start loading from the front, beginning in row 2. So we're leaving the front row empty, and then we're going row 2, and then every second one all the way back. But if you have RSVP'd for a smaller pew, we're going to take you up to the front, then we're going to follow the arrows, and then we're going to start loading from the back of this side, working our way up to the front, and then we're going to go from that side to the front to the back. Once again, everywhere, we're going every other row. Now, if you are sitting in one of the center pews, we are always going to enter on this side, and then if you have to go to the washroom or it's time to leave, you're going to end up walking through your pew down to this side, and then you're going to exit out this door. Now, the one exception is, once we're in the service, once the service is started, everyone's been sat, and if you're kind of over on this side and you need to use the washroom, we're not going to make you walk all the way to the front, right in front of Pastor Nick, Pastor Lee, myself, whoever's preaching. We're not going to make you walk right in front of them. You can then slip out the back, and the ushers will be there available to help assist you. So you're going to come in, we're going to exit, and when it comes time to leave the service, after the benediction, whoever's service leading, they're going to give some instructions, and then the ushers are going to start emptying the sanctuary, beginning from the back, working out this way, and then releasing this side. So kind of like a wedding, it's going to be set how people leave. We're trying to control the flow. Once you're in here, once you're sitting, we ask you to stay in your pew, to stay in your area. You can visit with those around you, and you're welcome to linger after the service. But again, we ask you to stay in your pew. Try to maintain the 6 feet physical distancing. Don't go to other people's pews. We're trying to avoid cross-contamination and whatnot. So the arrows on the front here, and so they guide you where to go. And then there's an arrow here, and so this helps you know where you're going to go. Then once we're heading our way out of the sanctuary at this point, service is done. It was a great message. We're coming out. We get to this point. All right. Now, yellow tape means don't cross this line. Right now, on Sunday mornings, the library is closed. But we have set up right here a library drop-off bin so that if you have got resources from the library, you're able to drop those off. We're working right now on what our library policy is going to be. But just to take a little peek down here, you'll know that this is blocked off. We have blocked off this children's wing, which also means that this door down here, right by the sanctuary, or right by the platform, that's blocked off. There's a sign on there, we're limiting access, it's closed all day. On this metal bin right here we're going to have some sort of lockbox, drop-off bin for your offering. So if you've been mailing your offering, you can bring it with you and drop it here after the service. When you come out, there's going to be an usher right here to help guide you. Our flow is we're exiting to the left. There's this hand sanitization right there. You're going to walk out the left doors. Those stairs are blocked off. That's blocked off. The basement's blocked off. You're going to walk out those doors, and then you'll go to that parking area. You get to visit there. But say you have to go to the washroom. That's known to happen every now and then. We have this sign, this arrow right here. We haven't written it yet, but there'll be a little writing on there that'll say, to the washrooms. When it comes time to go to the washrooms, you walk down this way. Again, we're not crossing the yellow lines. This area is reserved for volunteers. Here they come. These red marks right here, these are for the bathroom line. So we don't want people lining up here just because this is a bit of a narrow hallway. that water fountain's going to be turned off, so you won't be able to use it. So the first person is going to wait there, and then when people come out of the washroom, they're going to follow this arrow, and they're going to go right this way. They're not going to head back that direction. We want them to go there. Again, the exception being if we're in the middle of a service and they came out of that side and they're sitting on that side, we don't want them to have to walk all the way to the front. So you're going to come, you're going to line up here. Now, you might note there's the pew that we took out. Why are the couches there? Well, we're trying to limit just sitting out here for no reason. We don't want to just hang out here. That we're looking to visit outside, not in the foyer. But we know what it's like. Sometimes the sanctuary gets too hot. You need space. The kids are just at their end. We have set up 4 sets of chairs here to use if you really, really need them. Our hope is that they won't need to be used very much, but at least they are here available for your use. So we've tried to make it as plain as we can. We got all sorts of arrows. Something I forgot to mention, our volunteers are going to have these little lanyards, so you'll know who you should listen to and who you should just ignore. Just kidding. But so when it comes time to be done, you're going to be directed out this way. If you have to use the lift, you'll be guided back that direction to the lift, and someone will help you. And then we're going to go out those doors, and we can visit outside. And we hope the weather holds. If it's a light rain, we'll look at things like we got some nice tents and stuff like that. But I think that's the bulk of everything. I'll just sign off here in 2 seconds.